December 2020. The gaming world holds its breath, waiting for a moment 8 years in the making. CD Projekt RED, the celebrated creators of The Witcher 3, are about to unleash their new masterpiece. Keanu Reeves is in it. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. Our story begins way back in 2012. CD Projekt RED, Ferio from Poland, announced something incredibly ambitious, Cyberpunk 2077, based on the legendary tabletop RPG. It was set in Night City, a dystopian future where corporations rule and technology has run rampant. They promised it would change gaming forever. But as the years ticked by, from 2013 to 2017, the promises kept coming, but the game didn't. Then came E3 2018. CD Projekt RED finally showed off gameplay, and the internet absolutely lost its mind. The graphics, the story, the world, the choices, this was it. This was the game. Game of the decade. Game of the century. But they weren't done. At E3 2019, they dropped the ultimate surprise. Keanu Reeves. John Wick himself, playing Johnny Silverhand, a digital ghost living inside your head. The hype train didn't just leave the station. It went hypersonic. Pre-orders shattered records. Gaming sites couldn't talk about anything else. This was on track to be the biggest launch in history. After a few delays, a final date was set. December 10th, 2020. CD Projekt RED even tweeted, "No more delays. The game was ready. It was going to be perfect." Narrator voice, "It was not perfect." December 10th arrives. Millions of players boot up the game. Within minutes, the reports start flooding in. On high-end PCs, the game was, okay, playable, but not what was promised. But on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, the consoles most players own, it was an absolute disaster. Let's talk about the bugs. Oh boy, the bugs. NPCs were stuck in a T-pose, floating in the air like some kind of cyberpunk messiah. Cars would pop into existence out of thin air, only to vanish when you looked away. The police system was completely broken. They wouldn't chase you, they'd just teleport right behind you. Players were falling through the world. Keanu Reeves was glitching through walls. And for some reason, random NPCs would spawn completely naked. And the performance on base consoles? A slideshow. We're talking 15 to 20 frames per second. Utterly unplayable. Naturally, the internet exploded. Reddit threads screamed, "I've been scammed." Tragède are this. YouTube was flooded with videos calling it a disaster. The Metacritic user score plummeted to a 3.6 out of 10. Players demanded refunds in droves. Overwhelming customer support. CD Projekt RED issued an apology, promising patches and offering refunds. But then, things got even worse. On December 17th, just 1 week after launch, Sony did something unprecedented in gaming history. They completely removed Cyberpunk 2077 from the PlayStation Store. Gone, a game from a major studio. With a massive marketing budget pulled from a major platform. This had never happened before. The financial fallout was catastrophic. CD Projekt RED stock price tanked by 75%, erasing billions in market value. Investors filed lawsuits, claiming the company had lied about the game's condition. So what really happened? Journalists started digging and uncovered the truth. Behind the scenes, it was chaos. Those 8 years of development? The first 5 were just pre-production. The real work didn't start until around 2018, that amazing E3 demo, mostly scripted, largely fake. Developers were subjected to insane crunch, working 100-hour weeks for months on end, all while executives collected massive bonuses. And here's the shadiest part. Biprad befa lunch CD pronlist journalists. They explicitly forbade reviewers from showing any footage from the console versions. They knew the PS4 and Xbox One versions were broken, and they hid it to maximize pre-orders, where 60% of their sales were. They deliberately deceived their customers. The game became a joke, a meme, a cautionary tale. But this story doesn't end there. CD Projekt RED went quiet for a while, and then they started fixing it. For 2 solid years, they did nothing but fix Cyberpunk. Patch after patch, thousands of fixes, slowly improving performance and squashing bugs. Then, in September 2022, Netflix released Cyberpunk Edgerunners, an anime set in the same world. It was a massive hit, and suddenly everyone wanted to play Cyberpunk again. Player count spiked to all-time highs, even higher than at launch. A year later, in September 2023, CD Projekt RED dropped Update 2.0. It was a complete overhaul of the game's core system's new skills, better AI, a working police system. It was basically a new game. Along CD, they launched a massive expansion starring Idris Elba. The reviews were glowing. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. Steam reviews flipped to mostly positive. The redemption arc was complete. So, what's the lesson? Don't believe the hype, never pre-order, and wait for real reviews. But also, redemption is possible. CD Projekt RED could have abandoned the game, taken the money, and run. But they didn't. They spent years and immense resources fixing their mistake. From the biggest disaster in gaming history to one of its greatest comebacks. From a broken mess to a masterpiece. From meme to legend. Wake up, gamers. We have lessons to learn. What do you think? Did Cyberpunk 2077 deserve its redemption after all the lies and the disastrous launch? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of gaming.